All right, you guys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. I hope you guys are all doing well. Sit down, grab your cup of Joe, Krispy Kreme for this week because they support in Palestine. Get yourself dozen donuts. Apparently, half of the proceeds are going to Palestinian children. I believe that's what the ad said. But yeah, shout out to Krispy Kreme. You know what I'm saying? Doing the mad thing, blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's. I see. I knew Krispy Kreme were the OGs, man. Krispy Kreme, OG, triple OG, OG, triple, triple. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Dunkin', get out of here. Starbucks, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, all right. So, welcome to this week's news special, guys. And so what we're going to be talking about here, obviously, as usual, we have our little agenda that we go through. So we're going to start off with sports, as usual, right? Start off on a positive note, I hope. So in sports, we have that Arsenal has beat Burnley 3-1. Trossard with an absolute trooper of a header. I mean, this guy, he went flying in the air, crashed into the post and everything, man. But absolute trooper. He scored that header. And Saliba with a nice cheeky header from the corner kick. And Zinchenko with a delightful scissors kick. May not agree with him politically on some of his views, but that was a delightful scissors kick by Zinchenko. Okay. We have Tottenham finally getting off their little pedestal, you know what I mean? Kiss the ring, blood. Yeah. Anyways, Tottenham, like I said, lost to Wolves. Happy days. And United is in last place in their group in the Champions League. And need I remind you, they lost to a team that has a goalkeeper that wears a freaking mask. Okay? So happy days, right? Real Madrid beat Valencia at home 5-1. Great victory there, obviously, for Real Madrid. And in the Champions League as well, they beat Braga. So good week for them overall as well. We have yet another player that has been banned in football for showing support to Palestine by the name of Youssef Attal in the French league. An absolute menace in FIFA. If you guys have ever played with him, he was a very OP card, especially Team of the Year and Team of the Season when that comes around. Absolute menace in FIFA, but apparently also a menace in France, where he has been banned because freedom of speech is no longer a thing over there for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on there, you know what I'm saying? All right, so up in economics, everybody's favorite topic, you know. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Okay. So in economics, we have that the U.S. credit rating has changed from stable to negative. A once AAA rating has now become negative. The reason being a significant decline in debt affordability and large fiscal deficits. Wonder where that's coming from, though. It's so strange. It's not like we just gave something crazy like $100 billion in foreign aid away while people in our country are able to, you know, make ends meet or agree on an annual budget, right? It's not like that happened. I mean, why? I don't understand, man. They're biased against us, man. It's like you know, it's not quite as bad as the Ballon d'Or, that as biased as that. Now that's real bias right there, but it's not quite there yet. But you know, yeah. Up next in economics, we also have many Starbucks workers are actually coming out and saying that the boycotts are actually working, and Starbucks is taking a big hit. So keep it up, y'all. They've been scamming us for $8 drinks for years now, for too long anyway. So regardless of what your position is on the matter, all right, you should be boycotting Starbucks anyways. You shouldn't be wasting $8 on a damn drink, okay? Also, Krispy Kreme announces their support for giving aid to the Palestinians. So like I said, if you have a Krispy Kreme in your area, go hit them up. Krispy Kreme, like I said, always been an OG, triple OG, you know what I'm saying? Flashing that Krispy Kreme mug right there. I love Krispy Kreme merch, always have. Economic news, we have that lots of protests have been increasing and boycotts against many companies by Palestine supporters have left lawmakers very, very scared. And New York actually officially announced punitive action for businesses and individuals boycotting Israeli products, says Andrew Cuomo. Companies like BlackRock have had many protesters going into their buildings and causing all kinds of ruckus. And not Uncle Ruckus, I mean a real big ruckus. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're trying to punish us for not buying things. I mean, guys, if that doesn't tell you that our civil liberties are kind of at stake here, I don't know what does. You know what I mean? So, yeah, guys, not looking too pretty over there. But, guys, like I said, we got these bastards on the ropes, Sharon. We got these bastards on the ropes. And in world news, this is going to be the more depressing part of this video, sadly. Sudan's RSF kills 1,300 people in Darfur. Sudan's Rapid Support Forces besieged the camp for displaced people on November 2nd after attacking a base in West Darfur. So very sad news there. 1,300 people dead just right off the bat. And in slightly brighter news, I guess you could say, French President Macron has stepped up and said that Israel needs to stop bombing and killing civilians in Gaza. If that doesn't say something, then I don't know what will, because of how, I don't know, maybe we could call them skewed judgment. Let's not use the buzzword racism, right? Call a spade, right? So I guess this is a step in the right direction. Merci, Monsieur Macron. Also in world news, we have that South Korean bed bugs are becoming a big problem, and people are starting to avoid cinemas and public transportation, which is heavily relied upon in that country. So thanks, France. Y'all probably won't be taking your little trip to Korea thinking you were going to meet your little favorite K-pop band, or meeting an actor from one of those K-dramas that you guys watch, and now they in a mess. Thanks, France. Nah, I'm only kidding, guys. Obviously, Allahu Alam how it actually started. And in entertainment news, we have that GTA 6 will be announced soon in a trailer, according to the developers. So that should be very interesting. People have been waiting on this for quite some time, and there's a lot of rumors flying around about it being one of those, one of those things that is just like going to be a big game, obviously, huge map and all that. And seems to be confirmed, though. One thing is that it'll be taking place in Miami. Mr. Trio 5, Mr. Hua. And so that'll be interesting. So since y'all can tell, I love the Miami Vice vibes, the colors and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Nacho Donuts represent, you know what I mean? But yeah. So, also in entertainment news, we have The Legend of Zelda is apparently being made into a live-action film, with rumors already flying about around Tom Holland potentially playing Link. I can definitely see him doing that. Sony and Nintendo are teaming up together to make this film, so I think it might be pretty decent, I hope. But let's be honest, though, even if it's a bad movie, we'll probably still watch it because there's such a huge fan base of Zelda, so... yeah. So as long as they stick to the storyline, they don't try to add too much, wokeism or, pander, or try to, go into the panderverse. I don't know if you guys saw that South Park episode. That was absolutely hilarious. But yeah. So, yeah. So I think, like I said, as long as they stick to the storyline and they don't try to add any woke BS or anything like that, I think we'll be good. And in other news, Jared Leto becomes the first person to legally climb the Empire State Building. So at least he's got that going for him, since he ruined the Joker role that he had in Suicide Squad and Morbius. I'm only kidding, sort of. But anyways, I thought that this was kind of random, but definitely an interesting thing to see. Apparently, he did it for a promotion for his world tour for his band, 30 Seconds to Mars. So yeah, that definitely grabbed headlines for sure. And I'm sure he had fun doing it. He said it was a lot harder than he thought, but hats off to him for going through with it. Probably wouldn't do too well in that situation trying to climb the Empire State Building, let alone any other, even a smaller residential building. So, yeah. And in other entertainment news, we have that apparently Al Pacino, aka Tony Montana, is going to have to pay $30K a month in child support payments to his ex-wife, Noor Al-Fala. So, but to a guy like Tony Montana, that's nothing, bro. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Manny will make that money back in one night. You know what I mean? Manny, look at the pelican fly. Come on, pelican! Anyways. So he's just gonna have to, push it to the limit. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I just imagine him on that scene with on the phone and everything. He's like making those calls and everything, and the money's being all. Yeah, anyways, sorry, I watched a little too much Scarface as a kid. Anyways, now in Islamic world news, we have that apparently in London, you know what I mean? London, fam. Okay, there was around 1 million people in the streets of London protesting against Israel in support of Palestine, blood. London is red, and I mean it's red and green now for Palestine, you know what I mean, fam? But yeah, hats off to them, you know what I'm saying? Hats off to them for that kind of turnout. I hope that the government listens, man, and they, do something about it, because this stuff is just getting so out of control. I've been saying it for weeks now, guys. Apparently in Indonesia as well, 2 million people out on the streets protesting as well, and in Rome as well. I don't know what the numbers were there, but around the Roman Colosseum, apparently it was like stacked, you know what I mean? So yeah. Hats off to everybody for doing that, guys. Keep it up, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And in much more sad and depressing news, according to death toll numbers, nearly 11,000 Palestinians have been killed, some 4,500 children, 3,000 women, and 700 elderly people If that is not evidence of a genocide, I don't know what is. Just to give you guys a perspective for Americans to understand, you know what I mean? 9/11 killed 3,000 people. Okay, that was, you know, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, you know, attack on American soil like ever, and that to this day is still being remembered every single year. Now, in the past few weeks, basically 4/9/11s happened. And in just one of those 9/11s, right? If you want to compare it to, like, that's your, you know, way of measuring things, okay? A whole 9/11 plus another 1,000 children alone died, because 3,000 people died in 9/11, guys. Okay? If that is not, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys. And that was in less than a month. If you guys are still believing that this conflict is what they're saying it is on the media, dude, you really need to get checked, man. I'm sorry. It's just, apparently Netanyahu also rejected an offer for ceasefire for 5 days for hostages, which just goes to show you they really don't care much about the hostages, since they're carpet bombing the whole area anyways, and who knows where the hostages are, if they're even alive at this point. Because they're carpet bombing them. I mean, what else? I mean, you're killing everybody basically, yeah, indiscriminately. So, yeah, that's the world we live in, guys. Great. You know what I'm saying? So, and in other news, Israeli forces have besieged Al-Shifa hospital, and more babies are dying that were in incubators, and likely dozens more will die too. They've run out of fuel in the hospitals and cannot power the equipment, and nobody is allowed in or out of the hospital. So that's just dandy now, isn't it, right? May Allah Al-Shifa give these kids a cure, and may Allah As-Salam, you know, bring justice and peace to the region, because this stuff is just getting so out of control, guys. I'm almost tired of talking about it, but I'm not, because it's just a continuing going on issue, and I do have to speak about it, guys. I can't soundly, you know, just let it go. So, yeah, and like, you know, wallahi, justice will be served, you know, one day, whether in this life or in the next. Don't think for a minute that Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't know what they do. You know, these people think the dunya is the be-all, end-all, and Allah just allows them to live in their delusion until the day of judgment comes, and, you know, until even a day within this dunya comes where everything stops and everything will be judged. And yeah, so inna lillahi wa inna ilahi rajiun, for all of those who have passed around the world from this conflict and many others going on around the world. We don't forget about the Uyghurs in China and the concentration camps, nor the people of Congo or Sudan. May Allah rectify their affairs and provide aid for them. Ameen. Allah is the most just, and as individuals we need to do better so that our ummah doesn't have to suffer anymore in this way. I often hear the argument about people suffering and being tested with hardship. Just, you know, remember, you are being tested with your wealth as well, believe it or not, and how you use it, and being tempted with greed, and sometimes can be worse than that. You know, being tested with greed can be worse than being tested with hardship. Believe me, sometimes it can get pretty bad. You know, may Allah help and guide us all. I mean, keep your money up, keep your salat up, and bless me up by subscribing and liking the video down below. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and hope to see you all again in the next video, inshallah. Peace.